Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. It's just after midday. And I'm here to deliver my daily wisdom of authoring struggles that we have. Let me just open it up here on my timeline, making sure if I do have some comments, I can reply to them. Alrighty, so where does writer's block come from and how do we cure it? Is the point of discussion today. And don't you just hate that? Actually, yesterday, after our Ultimate 48-Hour Author virtual party celebration, which if you've missed it, go to the top of my profile. It is pinned. Go and check it out. It was such an amazing virtual party. I've never done a virtual party before, but it was so valuable with what the authors shared, what the team shared, some of the memories of what we have been through. And I'm so grateful and blessed for those that attended live. But I've had so many emails come through overnight of people having watched the recording and just have followed our journey. So I'm like so overwhelmed by everything. So I'm so happy. So catch that if you didn't see it. All right. And I'm even putting it on my website in a couple of spots so we can remember that special moment. All right. So where does writer's block come from? So after that excitement of yesterday, we finished the party at about 12:45 around this time yesterday. And it was just like I was on a high. And it's like then I had to like kind of sit down and write a couple of emails, one for our non-clients and one for our clients to send out the recording and all that. And then it was time to write the topic, well, that we're talking about today. And well, I didn't know this was going to be the topic, right? And I was just like sitting there and go, I have no idea what to write about. It's been 26 days of doing live streams and content and just talking about all of these different things. And I just struck that, I'm empty. I have nothing more. Like right now, like there's just no more fresh ideas. And then I thought, why don't I just write about writer's block? Because I am experiencing that myself. So when does it happen? Well, it happens when you lack inspiration, and not that I did lack inspiration because I had just come off a amazing virtual party, but it was almost like that you have sometimes you give so much, create, put stuff out there, and then there's a point where you're like, okay, I need a holiday, I need a break, I need something. We're coming right to the last 5 days of this celebration. We've been very busy onboarding new clients. We have been servicing our current clients, like just doing all the seminars and all the usual things. And so so that's where I hit the wall a little bit. And then I said, well, let's write about writer's block. What do I do when I don't have that flow of ideas? What is it that I do to just get going? And I'm going to share 5 tips and strategies that I feel cure it. And the first one is what I simply started doing yesterday is just start writing. I wrote the subject line, I wrote, hey, first name, and, and then I was like, even sometimes when I start writing about writer's block or what I don't know how to write, something evolves. I start putting the pieces, like I just start writing sentences, and then other stuff comes to mind, and your brain goes into a different tangent and all that kind of stuff. So it's very, very interesting how when we start going and rev up our engines, that we can warm them up and actually get into flow. So that's my number one cure, is just start writing something. I don't know what to write about, but if I was to write about something, what would I write about? And I don't have any ideas, right? Like, just like it could be random as that, right? So just start writing, just start doing the thing. I think what this particular principle works with in so many different areas in our lives. I know decluttering, you decide that you're going to declutter a little section of something, and then you start going through the whole room or wardrobe or whatever it is. So just start writing and it'll come to be. Now, the second strategy is go and read or watch something. So reading other people's content, blog pieces, books, watching a short 10 or 20-minute inspirational YouTube video. That's the kind of stuff that sometimes there's a line in what you're going to read, or a sentence or an aha moment that is going to be said that you might pick up on, and that might get your brain juices going with an idea that you can unpack for yourself for the thing that you teach, or the insights that you share with other people. So I'm not talking about read other people's stuff or watch their videos to copy them. But again, no ideas in this world are all fresh or brand new. They're like, there's been some kind of like a spark because you've read something or you've heard to an inspirational person speaking, and they've said something that kind of then you take on a different meaning to it. And it's whatever meaning and the reframe that you attach to it that you can then deliver with your audience or what you're teaching. So go and read or watch something. I'm not saying watch Netflix. I'm talking about like content rich that might educate you or develop you. Or even I sometimes read books on writing books, even though I've helped people write books, but I just read them to get, maybe there's one piece of gold nugget that I've never thought about, a distinction around something that I've been teaching that might add more value into how I do stuff. Yep. So that's my tip number 2. Number 3 is go for a walk. Okay, or just walk away from your desk. Get out in nature. Stop doing sometimes, what is it? The saying is like, if you keep trying and trying and trying and it's just not working, just step away. I know when I was a little kid, my mum, oh, that's right. She would be not tutoring me, but helping me do my maths problems back in Macedonia when I was growing up. And sometimes, like, you get really stuck and you can't solve something. And then she would say to me, just go to bed and look at it in the morning and it'll be better. And seriously, every single time, after struggling, sometimes 45 minutes, an hour, I walk away, I come back the next day and I could see it straight away. And that was really cool. And so nowadays, even, if I'm trying to solve a problem, and I'm just like trying so hard, but I'm exhausted, I go away, I remember that, and I go, when I come back in, I'll have fresh eyes. Yeah. So go away. That's why getting out into nature, doing something, jumping up and down, whatever, away from your desk, especially if it's writing, and coming back to it, you'll have those fresh new eyes, and maybe something will happen on that walk and a thought will fly into your head, and then you might develop often I think about content ideas in the shower as I'm brushing my teeth. What could be a cool content idea that I could teach people on my live stream today and all that kind of stuff. So just step away and come back. You'll solve your problems a lot faster without like pushing and struggling to get over the writer's block in this case, right? Okay. Number 4 is if you have a team, okay, and I'm so blessed to have a very intimate team within our business that we're so close with one another. Ask your team. Oh my God, the power of masterminding to give birth to new ideas is second to none. Like literally, there could be like 8 of us in our Monday team meeting, and I'll say, what are some ideas how we can solve this? And there's going to be people that share solutions from different angles. And all of a sudden you've solved it. Or sometimes it might be dry about doing like a live stream like this or writing an email, and I go, oh, what could I teach people today from our area of expertise? What is it? I just don't know. I'm not inspired to come up with a topic. Or Nat, why don't you teach them this, and why don't you teach them that? And then all of a sudden people will drop 7 or 8 ideas, and one will kind of resonate with me. Oh yes, I could talk about that. Yeah, so this is obviously if you have a team, but even if you don't have a team, your partner or some friends, you might ask them. I don't know how close they are to what you want to be writing about, but like just talking to someone might get you unstuck. Yeah, because a problem shared is a problem halved, as they say. All right, so I use my team for that. And number 5 is do something meditative. Do something meditative like solving a puzzle. Or during the pandemic, I used to do the diamond painting, where there's this little bit of it, and you put the diamantes over the certain areas on an image that you've got to create, and it's very meditative. Doesn't require any thinking. And I did so many diamond paintings over the pandemic, and actually all my house in the Gold Coast has got them on the wall because I made these special Chanel ones. They took absolutely ages, but the amount of ideas that I used to generate, actually purchasing the Gold Coast house happened during a diamond painting session. I was started to think about, my problem of being in lockdown in Melbourne for so many months and months upon months. And it was in the middle of that very first long 4-month lockdown. And I was going, but we could probably buy a house on the Gold Coast. I said, why couldn't we buy a house? Our current house is paid off and our money is not offsetting no other property. So maybe we could have, and then next minute I'm emailing my mortgage broker figuring out. And within literally 3 weeks of that, we purchased that house. Okay. And we've had it now for 3 years. It's been the best investment, the right timing when everything started going up over there. And so, and that was in the middle of diamond. So what I'm saying is that a lot of the time when you do something meditative and you're not trying to actively solve a particular problem, an idea something will come into from left center and you'll start to develop it. I had so many different ideas of how to solve various problems when I was doing that particular activity. And so either formal meditation, but if you're like me, that you like to keep busy while you're meditating, like doing something practical, like creating a picture that will be on your wall, that's what I did. So I do something meditative, puzzle or a diamond painting or pure standard meditation may give you some insight as to how to develop or what's your next bit of content that you want to write about. So there you go, you guys. Those are your 5 hot tips on why writer's block occurs. When we're exhausted, when we're not inspired, when we feel like we've emptied ourselves and then, we really need to refill. And refilling ourselves can be through those 5 activities that I gave you to cure it. All right. So that's it from me today. Day 26. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch that virtual party celebration pinned on my personal profile. You won't regret spending the time with some inspirational authors, having a look back through the 10 years of what they've done in their own lives and businesses. And if you've been watching me and following me this month, we have got 5 days left of our 10% for 10 years special, amazing, significant savings if you wanted to come into our program and start working with us, whether it's publishing, whether it's through our retreats. November is fully booked. I'm happy to announce November 2023 is fully booked. Doors are closed. February is filling up at about 70% right now. So I'm very excited about that. So guys, have an awesome day and go and smash it out. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.